Hello and welcome to DFF Photography. Now, weirdly enough, I'm not in my usual position. I am actually in my passage at the top of the stairs. I'll move further down. Okay, I'll move further down. The light's shining too much onto here. So, what I have done something quite simple. I have utilised the space at the top of the stairs. When you come up, we have this wall here. Yes, it looks really tall, but it's not that tall. Okay, so it just looks that tall. So I'm currently standing on the stairs. I purposely built this unit. I have built this. I'll zoom in and show you and explain how I built this. But I built this to specifically hold the pops in their boxes in a location where they could not get damaged at all. So, what have we done and how did we make it? Well, one, I started off at the lowest level. This piece of wood here is a CLS. It's attached by quite a lot of screws into the wall. This was put on first and it's actually a support for the whole unit. I put the bottom shelf in place and screwed that into that wood. Now we do the rest of the bookcase, which was all done downstairs. All the bits were cut out and they're all screwed together to keep them in place. Now, as we look more closer, if we look at this bit, as you see, I made each shelf capable of taking 2 pops high. There's very little distance between the height of that pop and the top of the next one. Each shelf in 3 connections are connected into the wall at both sides. On this side where it joins, we have screws. There's 3 which go in to the big solid wall at this side. Now, to line it up properly, the bottom shelf had to be a single one, and as you see, there is not much gap between, so you can't make them fall forwards. This was done to balance off the height. Now you see I've got a full empty space there. Each of these big double shelves holds 14 pops in a forward and side for 2 of them to take up the space, but it was to make the top shelf come near as possible to the ceiling. The wood is actually plain and simple floorboard wood that is underneath your feet. As you see, each shelf is attached with 2 screws each side, but you can see this is the groove here that you use for the wood. I have sorted a number of them into groupings. So all of these ones are all Guardians of the Universe. This shelf here, that is all Star Wars, including the 3 that I got out of that mystery box, the Star Wars bounty box. But as you see, they do take up the space nicely. They're not all that easy to reach. Well, they won't be eventually, but I can't reach the end ones. I actually put them in place by putting this one and then just sliding them across until they got into position. So that is the unit. 14 pops per shelf, 5 shelves plus the Fraddle Rock shelf, which I just call it that because it's got all the Fraddle Rock pops on. So, as we said, this was the safest place to put them all. It adds a bit more colour to the top of the stairs instead of just having a plain white wall, which is not easy to get to. In total, it took 5 lengths of floorboard wood, and of course the screws that are attaching it are 1.25 inches. And as I said, they don't have to take a massive amount of weight, so there is nothing underneath. I haven't supported the shelves underneath to reinforce them, as the pops are fairly light. I put the whole of the unit in place in one go and then screwed it into the walls. So, as you say, this is all of the ones which you've seen from the videos that we've done. Including my Forbidden Planet top one there, which has the highest value. All my B&Ms, all the ones from the 2 eBay box collections. And although you can see light, it's because it's coming off the mirror behind me. There is no direct sunlight, so that means the boxes won't fade. And it gives me something nice when I'm walking down the stairs first thing in the morning to put a smile on my face, having all these little smiley faces here. So, this was my little hobby, my little work event. It didn't take all that long to make, only the length of time to saw the wood, put it together and screw it. It fits precisely between the gap of the top banister rail, and as I said, it saves the space and keeps everything out of the way so they won't get knocked or damaged. So, as I said, 1 pack of 5 floorboard wood. The depth wasn't important, as long as it was deep enough for the pops to go on. After that, it didn't make a heap of the difference how deep it was. The reason why I picked floorboard wood over maybe Contreplast, which is the woody stuff which is glued all together in little bits and the white put on top of it, was that's dearer. That's about £10 a length. This floorboard wood in total was about £24 in a pack of 5, which I got from Wickes because that was the cheapest place to get it here in the United Kingdom. The screws, although I bought a pack, I only used technically 4 per each shelf, so you could work out how much that cost. The screws going into the wall, these are slightly longer. These are about 2-inch ones, and they're decking ones which I had spare. Now I use them ones because 1, they're longer, 2, they don't rust, and they're a little thicker. So, and I've used quite a lot of them. I've used 7 of them to hold this in place. We know it's not going anywhere because I actually swung on it when I had finished putting it in as I was going down the stairs to see if it was alright. But the hardest job was physically lifting this bit up into place because it is much higher, as you see, than I would be on the top, and even using some ladders against it. to hold it in place while I put the screws in place, but still fairly easy job. It was technically just make sure you measure the shelves all equal and then put them together and screw them together and put it into place. Technically 30 minutes, an hour tops. So that's my new shelves that will hold the pops from now on until I fill it. Don't know what I'm going to do after that, but there is some more wall around the top of the stairs here, which I could always put a bit of shelf up there and put a few more on, but as you take it, I have a limit. I am not spending loads on buying pops, so this, you can calculate how many it is, and if you can't, I've probably done the calculation for you. And so that is my project that I did. In total, probably about 30, just over £30 to do the shelf, and it keeps them all safe. So from there, I will see you on the next video, and bye for now.